almost $17,000.
Ty Williams thought he found a deal when he signed up with Gritty, which promised deep cuts in his electric bill through market pricing.
Gritty is real-time access to the power grid wholesale, which is great most of the time.
This time, the deep freeze turned the market around quicker than a Texas two-step, leaving folks like Williams with a bill more like college tuition. When ERCOT jacked up electric rates in a bid to get the market to get us more juice, the market stumbled. Why? Well, gas companies, for instance, couldn't bring new wells online because the power was out. So the high rates stayed.
And we should have seen it coming.
Krista Castaneda, a Dallas-based engineer and attorney, deals with court matters involving the energy industry every day.
The weather storm combined with a monumental failure to figure out how to adequately ensure the reliability of our electric grid, combined with some missteps of the few regulators that we do have, is going to present a cascade of failures, not only the deaths and the property losses and the losses we've already seen, but failure after failure of the companies that are on the grid.
CPS Energy in San Antonio reported $1 billion loss when it suddenly had to buy gas on the spot market for top dollar. And the Brazos Electric Co-op declared bankruptcy to reorganize its debts. Meantime, Potomac Economics, hired to keep an eye on ERCOT, says it left its sky-high rates in effect for too long, and says it owes ratepayers a $16 billion refund. The next day, the Texas Public Utility Commission declined to order the rollback. By that time, Commission Chair Deanne Walker had walked away from the job. Shortly after the controversial vote, Commissioner Shelley Botkin followed Walker out the door. The last commissioner standing, Arthur DeAndrea, faced a Senate hearing on the disaster, stopping just short of calling Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick a liar, when Patrick said DeAndrea, in a phone call, agreed the situation needed fixing. The new PUC chair claims the rollback would create so-called unforeseen circumstances in the market. He said the ERCOT overcharges only totaled about $3 billion. That same day, Potomac said it stood by its $16 billion figure, but only called for a rollback of $4.2 billion.
When the Public Utility Commission put the spot price of electricity to $9,000 a gigawatt hour, that was by order. And that order can actually be undone to where all of the transactions that traded for a period of time are settled at a lower amount. And some of these losses can be just paper losses.
It happens all the time on Wall Street. It happened during the recent mortgage crisis. But in just about every case, somebody eventually pays, whether it's some hapless investor looking for a quick buck or everybody that draws from an electric meter in Texas, and even those that don't.
The losses that the electric generation companies and the distributors incur are going to get passed along to consumers and taxpayers unless the state of Texas intervenes. Some of this can be undone.
Undoing it with money from taxpayers makes Williams' $17,000 bill our $17,000 bill. But it doesn't end there.
There's still going to be lots of losses left to go around. And unfortunately, it's going to fall back on Texans as taxpayers and ratepayers to make up those losses.
If we miss a contract deadline or our power companies go under, Texas tosses us to a so-called provider of last resort that charges top dollar, similar to what Gritty did during the storm.
I unplugged refrigerators. I turned off everything. I turned off all the lights.
It didn't prevent his big bill, and experts say we may all soon see bigger bills as our current contracts come due and sign-up incentive deals melt away like the ice of our winter storm. Dennis Turner, 25 News.